Welcome back. Today is part one of a three-part series of what Feng Shui can do for you. And so I get asked all the time why Feng Shui is so important to me, why I want to teach it, what it does for clients, why should somebody do it. And this three-part series is going to tell you exactly why Feng Shui is a tool that you need in your life that can help you create more of what it is you truly want and move your life forward in a number of ways. So today in part one, what I want to share with you is one of the most powerful things that Feng Shui did for me and that I see it do for my clients all of the time. And it was this unexpected thing that I didn't really recognize A, was missing in my life, but B, that I needed more of until I began to learn Feng Shui. And as I watch people start to implement Feng Shui in their lives, whether it's they've had a consultation from me, a virtual consultation, they've taken one of my online courses, maybe they've done the Feng Shui in 1, 2, 3 guidebook, the new ebook, or you're just consuming, these YouTube episodes or podcast episodes, or you're on my email list, whatever it is, as people begin to incorporate Feng Shui cures and tips and techniques into their lives, I see this over and over again in the comments that I'm getting back from them, is there's this trend of what begins to happen. And it is the same thing that happened to me when I began Feng Shui. And I began Feng Shui just because I'd heard about it. I was a little bit bored at home. I was awaiting the birth of our second daughter. I was at home at the time because I decided to take a break from my corporate career and just really focus on our 6-year-old. And then it was, once I got over the 5 months of morning sickness that I had with our second daughter, I needed something to do. And somebody mentioned Feng Shui and I'm like, oh, I should go to a course. So I went to a course and then I took the first course. Then I'm like, oh, I really like this. I took the second course. I took the third course. I took the fourth course. I took all the courses, became a consultant, and I went back and taught the courses at the university the next year. And then so the journey began of consultations and online courses and all of the things, and that leads to today. But over and over again, what it has given me and what I see it give everybody else is something beyond just using Feng Shui and learning Feng Shui and having this tool. What it gives is, it gives you your power back. And I didn't even know I needed to get my power back. And I think so many of you don't even know you need to get your power back. And what do I mean by that? Well, Feng Shui puts you back in control of your life. Because when you begin to focus on the fact that everything is energy, like every single thing is energy, like, obviously this stone that sits on my desk has energy, the pen has energy, I have energy, my thoughts have energy. If everything is energy, then the energy that we're putting out there and the energy we have flowing in our home impacts us and all parts of our life. Like, it just makes sense when we begin to use that. And when you know that this is the case, and then if everything is energy, the moment you make a shift, any sort of shift, a big shift or a little shift, you have changed the trajectory and the impact of the energy, which means you have shifted something in you, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and you've shifted something in your life, and you shifted something in your home, right? And so Feng Shui is a tool to make that shift in energy in your home, to make that shift in energy in your life, which also, impacts your mental, physical, and spiritual energy in a positive way. And so it gives you this power back that I don't even know if you knew you lost. Like, I didn't recognize that. I felt like some of life was just happening to me, and that's just what happens, and I'm just gonna move on, and it's not my ideal, but c'est la vie kind of thing, right? No, that's not it. Everything is energy. So what is happening to you right now is energy. Some people are like, well, you attracted that to yourself and you have to grow and learn and whatever. I believe all of that, right? Is we're here to go through things. There's a reason why. I don't always know the reason why. I think the reason why shows up way later. I don't necessarily think if we're negative, we attract all these bad things to happen. Do I think, like energy attracts like energy? Yes, I do. So if you adapt a more positive mindset, that will definitely help you move through things, but it just helps you move through things. Life is a bit of a storm, and it will be a storm for all of us in big and small ways and in different ways, and everyone will feel even something the same differently, and that's fine. That's part of it. There's growth and there's experience, and the reason why it happened comes later. And I talk about that child when I learned Feng Shui, and I was to deliver her right before I became a Feng Shui consultant in the course. she died. She passed away. And it shifted the trajectory of our lives. And I don't believe that I attracted that into my life because of something I did wrong. I attracted it for a certain reason. I didn't know what the reason was at the time. In my book, When the Meaning is Lost, I talk about saying to my mother, like, I just want a note. If I had a note telling me what I needed to learn from this and who I needed to become because of it, I would feel more settled. Like, I can accept that she died, but if I just knew why and what I needed to know. And it took a lot of years, and then things started happening in our lives where I understood that the reason why I went through that was so I could walk my oldest daughter through something else. And I share what it is in the book. But that's a lot of what happens in life, right? But we take a look and we go, all of these things are just energy. And so how you walk through them and how you're supported through them matters. And so those are hard things. But every time there's been something really hard in our lives, and there's been death, and there's been illnesses, and there's been all sorts of things, and whatever your things are, you know, and they might feel really hard, or they might feel not too bad, but if everything is energy, what can you do in your home to support your energy to walk through what those things are? And that's how Feng Shui gives you your power back, is you have this nourishing, supportive, flow of energy in your home that supports you mentally, physically, and spiritually when you're going through the best of times and the worst of times, because in yin and yang, it's all gonna happen. But you know now, with Feng Shui as this tool, that everything is energy, and there's power in knowing that, because you can understand that if you don't like the energy of what is right now in your life, or you don't like where your mental, physical, or spiritual energy is at, you have a tool to shift that energy. So one of the first things I did after our baby died was I took a look in her home and I shifted energy in certain parts of her home. And then when I didn't know, because my life had imploded, what I was going to do next, I started setting new intentions for all parts of my life based on the Bagua map. And then I put things in my home to support that, because it was just something I could do to create a shift to move us forward and move us through what was happening in our lives. And so whenever there's a new dream, desire, or goal, I have the power, and you have the power with Feng Shui to add something or shift the energy in your home to support your personal energy and the energy in your life, because the Bagua map laid on your home shows you all 9 areas of your life: abundance, self-discovery, relationships, creativity, assistance, purpose, wisdom, community, and well-being. You can shift that energy in your home first, which shifts the energy in life, and it shifts your personal energy. You have the power to do that. So you have the power to go after dreams, desires, and goals, and you have the power to shift the energy if you don't like the situation you're in. So Feng Shui, one of the most vital things that I learned from it, that it gave me, and that I see give so many of my clients. I get message after message about like how they're feeling and how they're ready to do something more and how it's shifting their experience and all of this. This comes in regularly. That is probably the number one thing that Feng Shui has given to me and showed me, is that everything is energy, and I have the power to shift any of the energy that I want, which means that you have the power to shift the energy in all parts of your home and in all parts of your life and your personal energy too. You just have to choose to do it. So know that everything is energy and that you are in charge of it all. And wait for episode number 2, part 2, where I share the second most important thing that Feng Shui has provided for me and for my clients.